Yo boys, welcome to my Sonic Wave video. These are the timestamps and they'll also be in the description. So the process of how I came to pick this level is actually a bit interesting. So I didn't really want to do another level with the same song after Auditory, but since I knew that I wasn't gonna have to do any learning in order to beat this because I already had the click patterns down, I felt like I was either gonna have to beat it now or way later down the line when I'm way better at the game, because right now I probably had the best chance of beating it fast. And then the last factor for it was that I needed the wave buff, because my next level is obviously going to be Aquatic Auroras, my next extreme in this ladder. Because this was of course the last level in the aquatic ladder I've been doing, where the ladder went Concave Memories, Molten Mercury, Carcano, Auditory Breaker, Sonic Wave, and now Aquatic Auroras, which is going to be an interesting experience for sure. Going into reviewing this level's gameplay, I'm just going to start with the pre-drop. The first ship is definitely harder than the auditory ship, but it does still get consistent to the point where it doesn't really matter at all. The first ball, even though you can see more, the timings are indeed harder, but once again, not really an issue. At the end of the day, you do get very consistent at it, so I didn't mind it too much at the end of it. But at first, this pre-drop is extremely boring and very annoying to deal with, just because of how rare you actually get through it. So for the drop, we start with the first wave, and once again this is also the hardest part of Sonic Wave, just like it was in Auditory. The first two clicks are quite frustrating. Whenever you die there from zero, you just want to kill yourself because you gotta go all the way back through the annoying pre-drop. The next important point is in the first wave there's this one bugged slope part, which I guess no one ever fixed because they didn't want to. I guess they thought Cyclic did it legit, so they just didn't end up fixing it. I don't know, it's very weird how the slope bug still exists. My next issue with the first wave is that the 49 click is incredibly hard. It's by far the hardest part of the first wave, but since I did a lot of practice from 45%, that 49 click actually became very consistent, even from zero, so that ended up helping out a lot. Now for the ending part of the first wave, at first I actually thought I was gonna struggle on this both on Auditory and Sonic Wave, but I ended up finding an anti-spam path where I would do a click pattern that didn't require any intense spam at the ending of the wave. So I'll just put that on screen right now so you guys can see. For the second wave, I actually I found it super fun here as well. Just like Auditory, it didn't feel that much different. The click pattern was very much the same, and the paths were only slightly buffed. So almost immediately I was able to have the same consistency on the second wave here that I was getting on Auditory. And same thing really goes for the third wave. I had some good consistency here as well, straight from Auditory, straight away. Assessing this level's difficulty, I would say it's accurately placed on the list somewhat, according to the levels that I've beaten around it. You have levels like Catalyze and Safkill, which are clearly easier, and you have levels like Oro that are clearly harder than it. So yeah, I think it fits well in between Catalyze, Safkill, and then Oro on the harder side. So yeah, my experience with the level, at first I found the pre-drop super frustrating because I was using the auditory click pattern that I had gotten so accustomed to from grinding that level so much. And I had to transition my click pattern just slightly because of the minute differences in these two pre-drops, which ended up making the pre-drop very frustrating at first on Sonic Wave. Then something crazy actually happened on one of my first Sonic Wave streams. I had a best of 49 and out of nowhere I just fluked all the way over to 89, which is probably my best fluke I've ever done on anything, going from the ending of the first wave all the way over to the start of the last wave. Luckily on this one, contrary to Auditory, I actually only had to die twice at the last wave on this one. I did have quite a few deaths at the second wave, but nothing really majorly unlucky. And then so on my stream that I actually beat this, usually I only stream for 2 hours, but for this specific one I kept going for another 40 minutes, which is very rare for me to continue past the stream time that I've normally set for myself. And then this just happened out of nowhere, so let's just watch completion. I'm never gonna play generic wave at some point, yeah.
Scott, this is the best picture. Have a look at this. What is this? Dude? I didn't even make this. I don't know who made this. Wait, Chris, who made the 5 heads up thing, like the mold thing?
What?
Like the thing where your face is just molded. I don't know. It's just like.
It's from If you're talking about the actual Photoshop thing, that's from the Auditory highlights video.
Wait, really? Oh,
I think so, yeah.
Oh, I found it. I found the PDF.
I'm at the cube again, boys. I beat Sonic Wave, yo.
Yes, dude.
Yo.
Dude.
Holy fuck.
10 more last wave deaths, by the way. Yeah, real. Dude.
Ah.
God